So that means that $3,000 is going to need to be greater than or equal to the number of books we print. So now that we kind of have a conceptual understanding of what's going on here, let's define our variable. Let, I'll say x equal number of books. Let's set up our equation. It costs $500. Oops. Come on, come on, come on. It costs, all right, enough computer. Okay, it costs $500 to set up the books. Then it costs $21 for every book printed, and we know that that needs to be less than or equal to $3,000. So now let's solve for x and see what the greatest number of books is that we can print. So let's see. So we'll subtract 500 from each side. This leaves us with 21x less than or equal to 2,500. Divide each side, 2,500 divided by 21. And let's see here. That equals, so now here's where you need to use your intuition here. So x has to be less than or equal to 119.048. Okay, now, what's our situation here? We're printing books. So what makes the most sense? To say we need to print less than or equal to 119.048 books? No, just say we need to print 119 books to stay within budget. Okay, move along to number 9. Number 9, we had a lot of questions about these type of problems. The difference, that means subtract, of a number, I'll make that n, and 16. So we're taking the difference of a number and 16 is no more than, okay, I'll draw a box here, I'll fill that in later, is no more than the product of the number and 5. Okay, so that'd be 5n. What is the number? So I'm going to say let n equal the number. So the difference of a number and 16 is no more than, so that means that the difference has to be less than or equal to 5n, because all we know is that it can be no more than. So it could be equal to it, but it can also certainly be less than the product and the number, the product of the number and 5, which is 5n. So let's solve this. I see our variable is on both sides of the equation, so I'll subtract n from that side, I'll subtract n from that side, cancel those out. We're left with negative 16 less than or equal to 4n. Divide each side by 4, divide each side by 4. That gives negative 4 less than or equal to n. So n must be, well, we could just say must be at least negative 4. There you go. All right, time for my favorite part. Let's do some graphing. Save changes. No. Let's do a little scroll action here. Graph each inequality. Then determine whether the ordered pair is a solution of the inequality. Okay. So, guys, let me tell you something. If you don't know how to graph, you are going to be lost on this test. I really encourage you to make sure you are proficient in your graphing skills. So, I'm going to just graph these. I'm going to assume that you know how to graph. So there's our -2. Rise is 3, run is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, wait, what's going on here? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So we'll draw our, we'll draw a solid line because that's greater than or equal to. So we'll draw, here's our solid line. And we see that y is greater than. So what I like to do is I like to put my pen right on the y-intercept, and I see greater than. That tells me to shade above the line. So there's our shade. Now we have to ask ourselves, does the point -2, 2 lay in the shaded region? 1, 2, -2, up 2. Yes, there is our point right there. -2, 2. It's in the shaded region, therefore, yes, it's a solution. Okay, number 11. Y is less than 1, 2, 3. Down 2/1. There's our line. Oops, I just made a mistake. It needs to be a dotted line. The line needs to be dotted because there's no equal sign underneath there. So we make a dotted line. Like that. It needs to be a straight line. And we see that y is greater. So again, we'll shade above. Okay. Let's take a look at 12 and 13. We're almost done here, right? Yeah. 12 and 13. Uh-oh, y is not isolated. Oh wait, hold on. We didn't test to see whether or not that point was true or not. It was at 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Well, I'll leave that for you to test. Okay, let's take a look at 12 and 13 here. We need to isolate y first. So I'm going to rewrite the equation over here. 2x minus y less than 4. So I need to move this 2x to the other side. I'll do that by subtracting 2x. So minus 2x minus 2x. These are not like terms. This is the number 4. This is the term -2x. Like terms have the same variable and the same exponent. If two terms do not have the same variable and the same exponent, then you cannot combine them. So do not write, do not think that 4 minus 2x is 2x. It's not. It's just 4 minus 2x because we cannot combine these terms. So that leaves us with -y is less than 4 minus 2x. We need to get rid of that negative sign. So what I'll do is I'll just divide every single term by -1. And that will give me y is greater than, notice the sign flipped, -4 plus 2x. So I'll graph that. Y-intercept of -4, slope of 2.